YouTube to go live. These are all unedited, live, major information drops. Bam, there it is. YouTube is up too. Welcome, guys. Justin R. Harris here. You guys know that I'm always covering the latest and greatest when it comes to real estate investments, whether it's commercial or residential. My specialty happens to be with commercial. My involvement is, the role of director for the Realtors Commercial Alliance, RCA, under the Realtors Association for Florida, which is also under the National Association of Realtors. So there is lineage there when it comes to credibility, if that means anything to some people out there, because some people just get on and rant. And I just want you to know that you're getting credible information, not only from me and knowledgeable because I actually research, but I also will tell you where I get my information from, only because that's what I should do, right? I should give you guys references, if you will. If you're wondering what's choking me up right now, it's because I'm eating these addictive, very addictive little sugary sticks here. Why isn't it focusing? Focus on the sugary stick. Camera doesn't like it. These things are horrible. All right, so getting right into it. We have a lot to cover today, as you guys can see with the title. The title is in reference to the sucker market, right? And you're probably like, all right, so what is he up to? As I'm telling you guys, and I'm setting up the video switching mode to make sure that it does what I want it to do. It's actually, the first one needs to be about that fast, while the other one is about that fast. And then it goes live, so that I keep everything in tune and I don't bore you with my monotone one level talking. Anyway, so seriously, the sucker market. So I'm going to define that for you guys. The stock market rally. The rally. It's the rally. The market rally. That's what I called it. I meant to call it the sucker market. That's where I got that from. Because that's what I wanted to define first, because a lot of people don't understand it, and that's exactly what we're headed to. And you're going to get it, and you're going to understand it. And then I'm going to tie it back in, because, I'm coming right back full circle to real estate and explaining what's going on. I dropped the knowledge on shift and what that meant. Stop calling it a crash. Stop running around repeating that. You guys are going to drive each other nuts. You don't know what to do. Everyone's just running around and doesn't know what to do because it's called a crash. Oh my God, it's going to crash. What should we do if it crashes? You should invest if you're able to invest. That's exactly what you should do. You invest if you're capable of investing. If you're too worried about the tank of gas you're going to put in your car, then you probably should not invest, right? You hold tight and you buckle down, you double down, get another job if you have to, figure out different revenue strains, and support your family, support your friends, support your local economy. Don't be a complainer, right? Because I'm going to give you information. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to sugarcoat this stuff. It shouldn't be sugar-coated, sugary, goody, things like this. But I don't want to do that. I want to drop information that I know you guys are going to need to make your decisions. I don't know what you're going to do this week. Maybe you were waiting to just figure out and you needed that one video on YouTube to tell you what to do or not. Maybe you're just bored watching me. I don't know. So getting right into it without further delay. I always go back and forth and I do cover the market. I am not going to say that I'm your financial advisor and this is what I do. I'm a commercial real estate and residential real estate advisor, consultant. I can guide you there. We can sit down and do a pro forma. I can walk you through the most beautiful development steps. We can get dirty. Stock market, I'm here to give you my 2 cents. I know the game. I don't play that game in the sense of sitting here and giving you the guidance. I strongly suggest that if I gave you even the epiphany to be able to make the next step forward, that you still seek proper guidance and go read and go research and learn. Yeah. Sit and learn. So right now, everyone's talking about a rally. What does that mean? Well, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend, at some point there will be a rally. Okay. So I wanted to define that for you guys because you're hearing that a lot right now. And I'm not going to be the guy to tell you guys nonsense. So I went to Investopedia, okay, where they drop some serious information here, and they're pretty credible. I like to go there when there's some things and some terms that I need to help people understand where I maybe get it, but I may say it in a way that you just don't get it. And I feel like they're good at that. So what is a rally? A rally is a period of sustained increases in the prices of stocks, bonds, or related indexes. A rally usually involves rapid or substantial upside moves over a relatively short period of time. This type of price movement can happen during either a bull or a bear. Okay. I like to say bull, pull the horns to go up, bear, bear down, right? You just want to bear down, batten down the hatches kind of thing. Right. So for those who doesn't understand, when someone says, well, is it a bear or is it a bull market? You know, you understand. Maybe that can help you. Maybe I just helped you figure out something you never understood. I don't know. Right. When it is known as either a bull or a bear market rally, respectively. However, a rally will typically follow a period of flat or declining prices. So clearly, we're in a downtrend, our market. It's not looking pretty, right? It's no secret. Consumer price index looking bad. It's coming down, right? You know, someone made a point to me the other day. They said, you know, what people are forgetting is that all those delayed stocks, and when I say stocks, I mean inventory, not stocks in the stock market, that were stuck on the ships. Got a lot of overdue products that are probably outdated and so forth that you're going to start seeing in stores. And you're going to be like, well, these shelves don't look like they're empty. Read the dates on stuff that expires. There's a lot of perishable things that should not be on shelves that are probably on their way out. So you're going to see a lot of BOGO deals, buy one, get ones in Publix and Walmart and stuff like that because they got to hurry up and get it right back out. You're going to see a lot of overstock on things that they thought they needed to stock up on then that finally came in and now are just sitting pretty. And you'll see deals on that stuff too. For those of you that are opportunists and maybe you're looking for the next thing to grab a bulk load of on Alibaba and turn around and flip it on drop shipping or something with Amazon. There you go, right? Just go and see what's trending, buy a lot of it, up it by 10 cents and go sell it, whatever. So that's basically what's happening right now. So you're going to see that with a lot of inventory in places. And then we're going to see the slowdown, of course, with a lot of the farming stuff for the obvious reason because of the fertilizer, right? So when we're talking about consumer price index, we're talking about the spending that you and I do, right? And what we're out there buying and how much things have gone up, like a pound of steak, stuff like that. So those prices are tougher because farming's tougher, right? A lot of farmland out there for sale. I just saw one, 40 acres for sale, and I was gonna like, let me go grab their information because I might have a buyer for you, right? But that's what's going on. So you got to pay attention to that and be ready for that kind of information. So then we talk about these things, and I really want you to understand what a rally is. So back on Investopedia, the term rally is used loosely when referring to an upward swing in the markets. The duration of a rally is what varies from one extreme to another. So knowing that we are in a downtrend right now, right, back on the stock market is what I'm talking about here. So knowing that we are in a downtrend, right, and the rally is what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of press release, some sort of something that is going to happen. That's my lighting here. That's a little better, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what that does over there. I don't want to look too dark on here. Like I want good lighting so you guys can see my gorgeous skin and beard and all that good stuff. There we go. There it is. Right. So, right. Where was I? So, what ends up happening? There's going to be a press release about something, about somewhere, someone, whether it's going to be politically influenced or is going to be about the war. It's going to be about something, right? That's going to trigger a crazy change in direction in the market. Now, what is unknown is the period of time that rally is going to occur. And then we're going to continue back down in that down pin again, and you'll start drowning again. So like, let's say a share of some company was 50 cents. We're going to talk penny stocks here just to play with some numbers. So the shares are small, right? 50 cents a share. And you're watching it drop throughout the day, 48 cents, 47 cents, right? And it's just dropping. You're like, what the heck is going on? Wow, I'm not buying that. And then it gets ready to go back in the other direction. You're like, oh, well, let me look at this. It used to be $1. Ooh, you know what? Oh, there it goes. 48, 49. I'm going to grab this. So you buy 1,000 of them, right? You buy 1,000 of it. So we're talking about a 50-cent share. You bought 1,000 of those. How much money did you spend? Come on, do the math. So you bought 1,000 of them. It's half, right? Half $1, 500. So you bought 1,000 of them and you're like, wow, look at that. And it goes up to 52 cents, drops to 51, goes back up 55 cents. You're like, oh my God, look at that. I'm doing amazing right now, right? So this is what's going to happen. And that rally is going to keep going. It's going to go and everyone's going to jump in. The shares are going to go stupid, right? And then you're going to see a turnaround. And what we don't know is the length of time for that rally. Because sometimes the rally becomes stable and it stabilizes. And then we start noticing that over the long term, the economy, when it, let's say the market, not the economy, the market, the stock market starts balancing out and things start cleaning up. And we are starting to see daylight again, right? However, the uncertainty there is time. And then we enter something else. And that's when it switches back. And within like 5 minutes, it went from that 55 cents, 58 cents. You're like, oh, yes, we are banging right now. 40 cents, 39 cents, 25 cents. And you're like losing your mind because your value just dropped dead. And it's still dropping. You just got murdered. That was a rally. And we're still in that downtrend. This is what's getting ready to happen this summer. The unknown is, all right, how long, when, what quarter, and when we start turning back in that other direction, when will that be after that point? Because that's when the blood is in the water. And that's when it's time to play ball and jump in. Because when that share comes down to 25, like I just said, then it's like 20 cents. And then things start clearing up as we get into like Christmas for whatever reason. And then that share comes back up to 50 cents. And you jumped in and bought when blood was in the water at 20 cents. Holy moly. See what I'm saying? So you got to know when to play, when to get in, when to get out. It's like jumping rope. Right? And it's double Dutch. And you got two people going. It's like, when am I going? Right? And no, actually, that's more of a gamble. This is not a gamble if you're paying attention. All right? What Warren Buffett say? It's only a risk when you know less about it. Right? So the more you know about something that you're investing in, the less of a risk that it actually is. You're not taking a risk. You know exactly what's getting ready to happen. So you're paying attention. Right? So circling back around, I did so much work and I was looking and I'm reading and I'm trying to understand really how everything is tying in together. I'm like, you know what? I didn't drop any, but I thought I did. You know, you look down, you get self-conscious when you eat something crunchy. I was worried. You know, you look back and you're like, looking at all these different companies and everybody's talking about the economy and you're trying to understand. And people are getting like flabbergasted. All right, so stagflation, what is that? Inflation, what is that? Who's the Federal Reserve? Why are they raising rates? Why does that affect all of us? What's happening? Why is the mortgage this and that? What does consumer price index mean? How does that affect me? Why is one thing related to the other? And there's like a lot of uncertainty. And it's funny because for those who are paying attention, you're getting some crazy learning right now. You're learning history because you're looking back at the previous economy and the events that were occurring there. You're looking now and you're comparing and you're contrasting right now. You're listening to everyone's opinion and you're trying to formulate your own, right? So that you can get a better grasp as to what exactly is going on so you can decide, well, one or two things. What am I getting myself into? Does this affect me? How can I move forward, right? So let's talk about that. How does all of this affect you? Well, we know the common sense one, right? It's gas, right? Cost of living, food. Let's go a step further. If you're renting, you know for a fact your landlord is going to raise that rent. Right? What else do we know? We know that who else is out there driving? We got delivery trucks for everything, so they're going to raise the price of their delivery charges. I've seen that, right? Cost of goods go up because the cost of gas goes up, because the cost of farming goes up. So all these things start raising. So all these different things that I said, they affect you, right? So the way you spend your money is how everything kind of butterfly effect outward. Your local economy, the bigger corporations that are bringing stuff into your economy, the bigger corporations that are paying, and to the larger distributors and manufacturers who are the corporations that support the U.S. economy, right? And then we take that further and go on to global. So you see the chain of events here and how the butterfly effect really hits everyone when it talks about the economy. This is the consumer price index. This is how we judge that number. And we look at the percentages and we try to understand that. Then we talk about inflation, right? And so I did some digging, right? And so I went on Freddie Mac's website. I went on Fannie Mae's website. And it's funny what they talk about. No one really wants to touch on certain things. They kind of stay right in their realm of specialty and talk about where those things are. Freddie Mac's talking about, multifamily and the investments, single family, being a person who's putting 20% down on whatever their investment is and being the perfect borrower and so forth. Then I was looking at Fannie Mae and, what they're talking about and the rising rates and inflation to further soften the economic outlook, if you will. So putting that all together, because what we talk about is real estate, right? What I like to talk about is real estate and how these things are all affected. And one does affect the other, right? So in order to slow down the real estate, watch this froggy situation here. So to slow it all down, okay, a few things have to happen. Like people aren't running around overbidding on houses right now, right? Why? Well, interest rates have gone up. Well, if a lot of people aren't able to borrow more money, then that means the way banks make money comes down as well. Well, if their investments come down, the banks need to get creative again. Here come your adjustable rate mortgages, right? Because they want to try to talk you in to getting a loan that's going to work with you. I even found out a new program where, oh, wait, your debt to income ratio is too high. There is a lender that will purchase the property for you as long as you can show your income, show that you can make the payments at whatever the rates they need it in. but they just can't get you qualified normally because of your debt to income ratio. They'll purchase it for you. You get the house, and then they'll negotiate the terms as far as, whether it's 2 years or whatever it is, almost like a hard money loan, but they'll buy it for you and then you get your house. Okay. But you got 2 years or so to get that debt to income corrected. So you better have a plan. Don't get screwed. So you are basically a renter in your new home as daddy, this new lender, is making you pay them, right? So I'm going to buy this house for you, but you're going to pay me your money. You know what I'm saying? Right? To help you get better. I think it's a great program if you have a plan. If you don't have a plan and you don't know what you're doing as far as how to square away your finances so that your debt to income ratio is within the percentages that it needs to be to qualify back with a traditional lender, shame on you, right? Adjustable rate mortgages, same thing. Don't try to plan against the economy saying 5 years will be good. You don't know that. That banker doesn't know that. So, and then what you don't understand is it goes back to whatever the market is going to be. So you have people that are in it right now that have, before this, gotten an adjustable rate mortgage. And it wasn't as big a percentage as those previously in the 2010, 2008 era, if you will. This is different. Okay, so pay attention to what's going on, because if you're at the end of that, you are now about to get screwed with these 8% rates that are coming. So what they're saying is that in order to fix the inflation right now, the borrowing say that fast, right? The borrowing rates have to go up to match inflation. Think about that. So if inflation is at 8, that 5% that we're at right now, oh, please believe it, we're getting there. And then what that's going to do is that's going to correct everything. Historically, that's what has been proven. I saw an article on it. Where did I read that article? Because I don't want to be misquoting anything, because I don't do that. And I'm not going to be able to find it. I will tell you that where I was on Freddie Mac, I was on Fannie Mae. I was also on Federal Reserve. I was on their website. And I was really just trying to understand where they're all focusing, if you will. And then I came back to usnews.com and I went to their money tab under usnews.com. And I really like some of what they said. And I want to quote what they said here. Now, this article was as of, I'm going to scroll right back up here to the top. This was April 1st. So mind you, it's June 5th right now. So I'm sure they're recanting on a lot of this, but it was great what they were saying. Inflation rates versus interest rates. Inflation is a metric used to measure how the cost of goods and services increases over time. It is typically represented as a percentage change from month to month and year to year. Inflation rates are based on consumer price index. We talked about this, which tracks a basket of goods and services that a typical household would buy, such as food, fuel, utilities, apparel, medicine, care. I said all of that, right? Vehicles and more. Interest rates, on the other hand, represent the cost of borrowing money as an annualized rate. Lenders determine which rate to change their customers based on economic conditions, creditworthiness, the type of loan, and other factors, right? So how inflation influences. I got to read this because you know what? It was an excellent article. I really suggest you guys go to it. How inflation influences interest rates. Inflation doesn't directly affect interest rates, but the two are generally correlated through indirect means, right? And then it gets into talking about, and it breaks down, okay, short-term interest rates, mortgage interest rates, and then they get into what this means for you. And I really like this part. So the impact of inflation on interest rates can vary based on the current loan types and the types of borrowing plans. And there's different things that you can expect. Credit cards. Credit cards are adjustable rate interest, right? They're variable interest rates is the proper term. Okay, so they're kicking that up. Watch your credit cards change their rates. So when you make your payments, just pay ahead, pay it down, get it done. Personal loans. Personal loans are typically, they're fixed because it's an agreement based on that number that you qualified at that time. So you can probably expect that number to change. Line of credit, that one is going to change. Okay, that is typically variable and it's going to fluctuate. Okay. Lost the camera. Wonder why that happened. I know why it happened. Give me a second. Oh. One of the down parts of going live. Interesting. Lost me. I watched my camera go out. I'm talking. I'm having a good time. I'm like, wait a minute. What's happened over here? Camera number 2 just went. But I think we're back. Right? Took me half a second. Shame on me for not watching the battery. Right? I really thought that battery was cooking. It was good to go. Embarrassing. That didn't work out, right? Did it? But I didn't lose a beat because what I wanted to tell you was all of those different sources have variable or fixed. So you have to understand what type of borrowing that you have going on, whether it's your credit card, your personal loans, your auto, your home, all of those are different. Student loans, if I'm not mistaken, they're variable too. Oh, let me see here. Interest rates are fixed for the life of the loan. You don't need to worry. They're fixed. There it is. It's fixed. I see what happened here. It's not going back and forth because it doesn't see my other video source. Bam, bam, bam. Put it right back on. So what ends up happening is you have these different changes that are occurring and you need to be able to understand where your money is going and how all of this is going to be affected moving forward. Have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, then you have planned to fail. We all know that saying. I like that saying. It's so true. I'm impressed with what they put on here. U.S. News on it. You know what? Kudos to you. You guys did a great job. You guys got a great team here. You guys put together a pretty nice article. Inflation doesn't directly affect interest rates, but the two are generally correlated through indirect means. The prolonged availability of low interest rates can flood the market with extra cash as consumers increase their borrowing and spending, which eventually leads to rise in inflation. Okay? This creates a balancing act because as inflation rises, interest rates are also likely to rise, which slows consumer spending and borrowing again, and eventually leads to decreased inflation and normalized standards. It just, one affects the other. So you know what's coming moving forward. You know the banks are like, please borrow from me so that we can make money. And because that's not happening, then you start looking at the market, look at the bonds, look at everything that's correlated with those lending corporations, those lending institutions. Watch what's happening. Watch their stocks. Watch their ability to trade. See what's going on. You're going to know when to get in. You're going to know when to get out, right? And if you can play the game, because this is, like a lot of people are saying, the great wealth exchange or transition or whatever they want to call it. Listen, this is a great opportunity right now for those who can to get in gear and go out there and make some money. For those who can't, we got to buckle down, right? We got to buckle down. We got to pay attention and don't get lost in the sauce wondering what's happening. Thank you guys for checking in. I know it was a late one this evening. I'm sorry. It's been a busy day. But I can't tell you, man, business is booming. So it's hard to say that things are on a downturn when I can't even find locations for people that I have looking for space, looking for office space and stuff like that. That's old news. That stuff is not ghost towns anymore. We can't find it. Like, subscribe, follow my Facebook, stay on board. If guys don't know already, I am building a full class, if you will, on how to change your life and your mindset when it comes to making money. I can help you. I know I can help you. I also have a business playlist where every single day I talk about your advancements moving forward with business and how to solve business problems. Check that out if you can. There is a link on that playlist on the book that we're using right now, and follow that as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great evening.